So this terrain you see all around us now, it's a hard place to travel through. Yesterday it was a nightmare for us. This is the real jungle now. Whoa. Calm down. This is the dangerous stuff here now. That down there is the devil's own son, that is. That came on awfully quick. Now I'm off to tackle the rugged Great Northern Peninsula on the island of Newfoundland. The expedition will be by foot with heavy packs. The goal is to cross the remote and mountainous peninsula to Jackson's Arm, about 250 total kilometers away. I have 30 days to get there. This is going to be a tough but rewarding month in one of the wildest places left on the planet. Not a single community disturbs our route. The question is whether we can find a way through or not. My endurance and wilderness knowledge will be given a true test as I negotiate the trackless maze, riddled thick with tangly bush as sharp as barbed wire. My companions are my resilient dog Saku and a video camera. We've been here 2 weeks now, haven't seen a soul. That's the way I like it. A glorious shake-up from the monotony of modern civilization that a wild and restless soul craves. We have come looking for adventure and new country to explore. We have come for freedom. Well, there's nothing left to do but to get to business. Here we go. Carving a route through this tricky terrain will take planning and effort. To lighten the load, I shave everything I can off my maps. It all adds up. I have a rough line drawn out. The rest I'll figure along the way. It's okay to go to sleep with a few question marks rolling around in the belly. That's what makes it an adventure. Check. Old trusty Saku knows good times are coming. I'm also going to need a bit of that wood spice for all the fresh meat we'll get along the way. In our packs we'll carry a bit of grub too. Most of it's dry and light. I'll also carry a bit of food on me. It's time for the pre-trip weigh-in. I got a few pounds on. 189.4. What do you think I'm going to be when I come back?
168.2.
20 pounds?
Yep.
I'm certainly not going to put no weight on. Before striking off into the bush, we check out the nearby Lanza Meadows, the only known Viking settlement in North America, found in 1964 by Norwegian explorer Helge Ingstad and his wife archaeologist Anna Stina. It's the most significant historical site in North America, according to UNESCO, who declared it a World Heritage Site back in 1978. These are replicas of the sod houses that once stood here over 1,000 years ago, when the Norse Vikings sailed across the Atlantic and claimed the territory for themselves, and are said to have had violent encounters with the indigenous people of Newfoundland, the Beothuk. Before leaving, I check our gear. My choices are selective because I know how hard it's going to be lugging them up and over the vast highlands. Ugly stick. Got about a dozen spinners in there. Small little hatchet, keeping it light. Multi-tool. Little small knife. Leave the fuel behind. Save a few pounds. Saku's GoPro attachment. Cut. 2-person tent. 45 pounds of food. About 1.5 pounds a day for 30 days. We'll need some fish though. That's about 20 or so days for Saku. 22 pounds. Sack's cut out for carrying that, no sweat. It'll get lighter each day, won't it, Sack?
You're thrilled.
Yeah, look at the tail, you can't wait to carry it. Full grain leather boots, high cut, good traction on the bottom, good support for carrying a heavy pack. I've been dreaming about this wilderness for a long time. Now day one has arrived and I'm really gonna see it. Alright, time to go. See you soon. Okay, is my companion ready? There. I miss you, girl. We'll get you out in the winter. Looking forward to it. Okay. Catch you on the flip side. Come on, Zach. To start the expedition, we have to follow this woods road for 7 kilometers. So we're on our way into the long range mountains on Newfoundland's Great Northern Peninsula. It's a backpacking trip. We got about 10 kilometers to the foot of the mountains. Looking forward to it. Some good wildlife sign early. Caribou, moose tracks, and black bear. We could see something up along the way. Track there. Couple here making their way in. Bear track, black bear. Right after get-go we got a bear right on the road. Black bear. Heel, come on. He took off pretty quick into the woods there. I made some noise. Come on, Sack, let's go. He was a nice size too. So the bear looks to have gone in those woods over there. Straight ahead. I could hear him in there breaking sticks as he walked around. Interesting start anyways. The tracks I seen back to trail look fresh. Good thing though was that he took off quick. As soon as I made any bit of noise, I rounded the corner, he was gone into the woods. Those bears can pop up anywhere on these little woods roads. You round the corner, there could be one standing right there. Hey Sack, I'm going to keep you tied on now for a minute. This place is pretty wild. We're about 5 kilometers along now. Just came down on a side trail to a fair-sized pond. Gonna set up camp. Pretty tangly coming in. Marshy ground. Bit of bushwhacking. Good start, my buddy. So we'll camp here. Nice dry mossy area on the side of the pond. It's beautiful. Might be able to catch a meal of trout out there too. Number one. Let's have a look, Zach. Some birch bark I picked up coming in the trail. I'm going to use that now to start the first fire. There's nothing like those first flames of a trip. Hard to beat it. Fire is your friend. So it's a nice peaceful camp here. It's great to be back on the trail. We had an eventful trip coming in. Seen that bear, then we seen 2 moose. They were quick encounters, too quick to film even. Happened like that. But it's a good sign of what's to come. We're in for some good experiences. First try for a trout. There's a fresh breeze here. Try to get a little meal for us now. We got one, Sack. Little treat. Oh, almost slipped away on me. Beautiful little speckled trout. Dandy. Fish might be coming out now. I've been here for an hour. That was the first one I got. Had one little bite earlier, but as the sun goes down, fishing hopefully should get better. Starting that up. Get a little bite out of it. Number 3. That's a nice one. After a few hard hours of fishing, we got rewarded. We got a nice pot of fish soup there, just about ready to go. Some real nice chunks of trout. I got a few more tucked away for tomorrow. It's hard to beat it. It's nice to be back. Hey, Sack. Smell something? You keeping a watch on camp?
I take some time to sight in the gun. There's moose, bears, and coyotes in the area. You never know when I might need to use it. We're also sending them a little message. Leave us alone. After a bit of time at this camp, we've smelt the roses long enough and shook off the civilized softness. Now it's time to push on.
More sign of beer. That's fresh within the last few days for sure. How you getting around that sack? Think you can get under there? No, watch those pegs, they're sharp. Come here, this way. I might have to give you a lift here, buddy. He falls on one of those, that could be a dagger right in the guts. Come here. Ready? Good boy. Right behind you. Old bridge across the creek. That wasn't put there yesterday. day. Alright, we're officially off the snowmobile trail. Now we're just walking across a marshy little grassland. Lovely spot. We just keep moving on, see what comes next. Come on, Zach, keep her going. Straight to that ridge. Here we go. What a lovely view we got now. So we got a bearing set south now, a little southwest even, but we're into the Tuckamore. Trying to stick to this moose caribou trail here. It's the best we can deal with. Into this stuff is hopeless. Already punched through it for a little bit, didn't we, Sack? We weren't moving too quick. That's it, there'll be lots of this to come. Let's go, Sack.
At this point, little do I know that we're on the road to nowhere.
Well, I lost the game trail. It just disintegrated. Now I'm in the pretty much impenetrable Tuckamore, tangly spruce, knotted up. You can hardly see Sack back there. It's near impossible for him. I don't really know what to do now. We got to keep pushing on to cross the first river straight ahead. I don't know if we'll make it today. It's only a kilometer, but at this rate we might be in for one. In for a tough situation here.
I couldn't get ahead to the brook I wanted to get to, so I had to backtrack and set up here. Not a whole lot of space, but we got it done.
So this terrain you see all around us now, it's a hard place to travel through. Yesterday it was a nightmare for us, battling through the Tuckamore until we came to a spot where we couldn't go any further. I had followed some game trails. They completely disappeared. It's easier for the moose and caribou with their big long legs to just, once they get off the main path, to plow anywhere they want. We can't. It's not so easy. Now we've got to make a decision on which way we're going to go next. I don't think we can go back that way. I've gotten myself into some predicaments, but this is a tangly one. Out for a look now this morning to see if I can find a better way through this jungle down to the brook we're headed to. Not with a heavy bag on, nice and light. Saku too, we got no bag on. We'll take our time and have a look. Sometimes up on the ridges, you stick along those, it's not so bad. Old Sack almost disappears in there. I've been in some bad Tuckamore before, real bad, but this is the worst I've seen. Normally Sack will be going around like a pinball, but he won't dare be at it here. He sticks close and finds a spot like this, a rock that we can stand on to get some relief from the jungle. That's the way we're supposed to be headed. Nothing but the tuck. This stuff is treacherous. Look at the dark, deep holes between those rocks. This place is not giving us nothing. Usually the game trails are half decent coming through, but we're not even getting that now. Goes to show how bad it really is. Coming today is a big rainstorm based on the satellite weather updates I got, so we're gonna have to find a new spot. We're on a small marsh now, just within the Tuckamore. I need to stick around here because once the rain passes, I'm going to try to find a route through. I'll give it one more chance. Small bit of firewood. There's not much around, but enough to boil a kettle now once it gets everything in the tent and a tarp up. Rain's coming. Clouded over pretty quick. There was a bright blue sky earlier. Not no more. Right now the situation is playing on my mind. We're stuck in the Tuckamore, not knowing if I can make it any further. A storm is coming. All I can do is sit back, make a camp, get a fire going, be in the moment. What will happen will happen. Be patient, batten down the hatches, and wait for Mother Nature to make the next move. So I got a bundle of small twigs and bigger sticks, so once the rain is over it'll be easy to get a fire going. I'm just going to lay it underneath the tent in the shelter. She'll stay nice and dry in there. Good to go. Now that we're all settled away, the rain can come on. First thing I'm doing now is having a nice cup of tea. Oh. That's what it's all about. Get back here. It's a new area in this old ragged terrain. But we found a little safe haven and we'll enjoy it. Nice smell of the marshland there next to us. All these plants on the ground. What a scent. It's a familiar smell. I love it. Zach. Zach, wake up. There you go. He's having a good snooze over there. I'm content here now. Regardless of the troubles, nothing can bring me down with this glorious setup. Got a little fruit punch drink now in the ration pack. It's just like Gatorade. Oh, it's wicked. Beats plain water. Little mix up. What a dump in the rain. It's been coming down for about 24 hours now. We stuck it out under the tarp until about 10:30 last night. Now it's 8:30 this morning. Still in here. I'm going to stick around now until it stops. I'm glad I got that dry wood, so I can go out and get a fire going and boil the kettle. But I'm going to wait for this to ease up a bit more. Keep reading away. The little book I got there. Might even have a nap again. Nothing wrong with it. Coming down in buckets, isn't it, Saku? Couple wounds Saku got from blasting through the Tuckamore. Nothing serious, but lots of superficial wounds. You're a warrior, Saku.
All things aside though, we're pretty dry in here. No leaks. Dry as a bone actually. The wood I put there to start the fire yesterday, still dry as a bone. My boots and stuff over here. Everything's dry, but I can see the water's starting to cool off down here. It's been pouring now for hours. Since 5 o'clock this morning, it's 11, for 5 hours now. On top of everything we had yesterday. So the rain ended late yesterday. We got a dumping of it, but we managed all right. Today we're going to go ahead and see if we can find a way through this Tuckamore jungle. Drop of oatmeal for breakfast this morning. It'll be good. Mix in a pack of maple and brown sugar steel cut oats. That gets mixed in with the plain oatmeal. We'll throw in a few apricots too. Taking a chance anyways here, moving ahead just with a light bag. I got Saku's food in here, so I want to try to push through the Tuckamore as far as I can to see if it opens up at all and the going gets better down past the brook, if I can even get that far. So if I take Saku's bag through and I feel like it's a good enough route, I'll leave that down here so he doesn't have to plow through with it on. He's too low to the ground. Could be a waste of my time. If so, I'm going to come back and head back to the woods road, walk back out to the main road and try to push in through another area.
It's about 1 kilometer to get down to the brook that we need to cross.
Come on, let's go. He's hating it. It's not easy. Every now and then it'll go up to your armpits. I don't know what to do. Can't really get Sack out of here. There's nowhere to put him. Up on a ridge now. The going's not so bad up here, but it's hard to stick to these. You just gotta go down the valleys every so often. Nice sized lake down there. That's a steady on the river that we're gonna cross over. Beaver Brook, I think it's called, on the map. This rock is a big boulder is what it is. It's like an island in a sea of Tuckamore here. The closer I get down to the brook, the worse this stuff is getting. I've weaved about a half a kilometer through here and it's taken just over half an hour. I don't think it's worth my time to plug through just to get to that brook. Once we get all the gear down to that point, then we might have to do this again. That's not energy efficient, and it's not going to get me down across this peninsula. We got to keep doing that. I'm going to have to find another way. Now I'm restless. I don't know what to do. I don't want to go ahead. but I want to try a new route. So it's a moment by moment and try to stay patient. But this is not what I was expecting. I thought there'd be some talking more to deal with, but not to this extent, this early. I'm living and learning day by day. When life comes to an end, whenever that may be, and you have time to think about it, you want to be able to say to yourself, you tried all you could. You don't want to have any stones unturned, any questions left. There'll always be some, but the more you take a swing at, the better. And that's what I was doing here. Come on, Zach, let's go. Come on, Zach. You got it, let's go, come on. Come on, let's go. Come on. This way. We're almost back up at it, Zach. Attaboy. Almost stuck up again. Come on. Holy God. I think we're back on the path, Zach, on this moose trail. I'll be glad to get back up at this now at once and get back on the trail. Figure something out. Still snow up in the hills. Started the mountains up there. We're just on our way back now to the main road. On another trail, a different one than I took in. I busted out through the bush on this one. It shows up on the maps, so I'm following this back out to the pavement. I think it's about 8-9 kilometers out there. We got a few down. Just gotta keep going. Get a drink of water here now, will we, Sack? You're not going in there, are you? Have a drink, Sack. Go on. Some length of grass here on this whole logging trail is what it is. We just seen a nice moose there feeding off the side of the trail here. Took off quick though, like a bullet. Sack was about to chase, but he comes to call. That's important. You're looking for him, aren't you? You smell him? There's game everywhere off this road. Something else whacking through the bush in there, big. I'd say it was a moose. Could be a bear like we seen last week though, Sack. So we got about 5 hours in. My legs are content. How about yours, Sack? It's time to make a camp. Not the most scenic spot here. Next to where boys cleaned up their moose. The highway's just out there in front of us. But it'll do it for this evening. We'll follow down the highway tomorrow morning and hook the next woods road and see if that can give us a better look, better entrance into the high country. I don't gotta take much of a pee, but I'll keep doing that when I have to. I'll do it on both sides of the trail here, and of course along with the smoky fire. It'll help keep the bears at bay because they tend to use these roads. It's a lot easier than beating the woods as it would be. Hey Sack, you mark the territory too, don't you? Sack takes a few leaks, I take a few leaks. They don't like the smell of man and dog piss.
With the conditions as rough as they've been, it's important that each night I check Saku in the tent for wounds.
That's a nice gash there, Sack. Wonder that didn't go right on through. Another one here. Just like to talk more, Sack. Not much of a trail going on here, Sack. This could be interesting. We just headed off the pavement now onto a trail I've seen on Google Maps that looks to lead in close to where we can get to high ground. But it is grown right up with alders. Anyways, there's enough of a route to keep on going ahead and see what happens. I wouldn't say it's used much anymore. We're working in towards a pond. That's where the trail ends. Then we gotta cross a marsh and the same brook we had to cross back at the other spot that we were trying to reach. We're following down this small creek now. Pretty sweet. We're off the old trail. This is beautiful. Nice trickling creek. I almost want to spend a night here. This is a bit rugged going though. Rocks underneath all the vegetation, holes. Blow down coming across. This is a wild spot. Come on, Zach. Real big woods down here. Old woods, old forest. It's a nice moose trail here, Zach. We're getting close to the pond, buddy. So our creek feeds into this pond. From here it stays trackless. You can certainly see some terrain that's starting to look mountain-like. Looks barren and rocky. A nice bit in spots. That's what we want. That's better walking. I'm gonna drop the bags here now. So we got a nice spot here on the side of the creek that leads on down to the brook we need to cross. This route looks to be better so far than the last one. The trickling of that is going to be nice falling asleep tonight. Always a favourite experience of mine when I'm out falling asleep to a little creek trickling by the side of the tent.
Now it's a new day, and we got new life. We're right where we need to be. Hopefully, in another day or two, we'll be up in the mountains.
Right now we're crossing a marsh. It's about a third of a kilometre or so. You gotta work for every step. Keep it going, Zach. We're almost across now. We're into a bit of Tuckamore here. Not so bad as what we were dealing with before, I don't think. So it's a bit of a maze trying to get through these things. I just gotta go a few steps forward at a time, see if it's the right move, and then make a few more. If not, you go back and try another way. This is a nice game trail though. Oh, moose shit there. But I can't get too excited because the door can be shut in a minute. Following the game trails can be tricky because often they fork different ways. Saku usually does a good job too of picking out the one that's most frequently used. He can just sniff the freshest scent, you know. they all want to get down to the river too. All right, I can see the brook down there now. Awesome. There's a bit of woods here now. This is a bit tangly until you get down to the brook. Sack, come on.
At last we've made Beaver Brook. Now it feels like we're making progress here.
So we made the river. Sat back now, watching it roll on down over the rocks. So the decision to turn back from the original route and come down this way is looking all right so far. Just beautiful to be on this Beaver Brook is what it's called. It's just beautiful to be here and see it. This is a scheduled Atlantic salmon river, so let's see if I can hook a salmon. I don't see nothing on the move jumping, but that doesn't mean they're not down in the pools. Hard working boy. Hey. What? You want more? More. That slice healed up pretty well, Sack. That's good. Good to see you, buddy. We got a little speckled trout. I got one out of it. It's getting cooked for sure. Still no salmon yet though. I'm gonna go down the river now and try somewhere else. Come on, bite the fly, boys. I wouldn't say the salmon are up this far yet. Maybe a few have passed by, but most of them are down closer to the ocean. Still a bit early in the year, you know. I've been watching the brook all day. Haven't seen one salmon jump, not even a rise. I was checking out some of the pools, deeper pools that I seen in the section we're on. Nothing. So on this trip I got some military rations along. Excited to try them out, something different. To be honest with you, it's good stuff. I wasn't long putting it away. They're a bit heavier, they come wet. You basically just throw them in a pot here with boiling water, lay the bag in for 5 minutes, and it's good to go. There's other things in there, crackers and jam, electrolyte drinks. You get 2 entrees. This particular one is au gratin potatoes with the elbow, macaroni and tomato sauce, some chocolate chip cookies, an energy bar in there. Certainly provides all the nutrients that your body needs. Okay, to start this morning, we're going to cross the brook. I'm going to have to watch my footing. Heavy bags, there's slippery rocks, algae on rocks, some are loose. I'm going to have to be careful. I'm going to wear my water shoes. That way I'll keep my hiking boots dry and have them ready to go when I get over the other side. Okay, Sack, let's do it. I decided to take Sack's bag in my hands so it wouldn't get soaking wet. It would have been sagging in that deep spot there. Okay, that turned out pretty good. Time to get this nice dry foot we're on now. Oh, that was a wet seat there. Wet moss. Anyways, time to get these dry boots on and keep her going. Sack, you got off easy there. No bag coming across. You got her made, buddy. Some flies over here. Big old stouts, look at them. They're like airplanes. They take chunks out of your skin. They're getting the feet off you, Sack. Two guys stuck in your ear, Sack. They really latch on there, don't they? Having a feast. Got some nice overcast here now this morning. Sun's not melting us. So it's a bit nicer on the move. Especially when you're working hard, hey Sack? Draw these off of my bag. I almost took one little spill there, but I recovered. Sack's starting to grumble a bit now with the pack on. The tucking work pissed him off early. We just got to keep trucking, Sack. Little bushwhack here behind the brook until we get up to the marsh here, and then we'll use that to get on the high hill. Okay, steep hill here. Come on, Sack. Come on. You got it. This will get us up there. Come on. That's what happens with the bag. It's caught up. There you go. Plow through. And then you get the weight of the bag pushing that on Sack and pushing him on the top of the sharp sticks. So it cuts him up. Not good. Okay, Sack. This is what we want. This is good going up here. Good going for as far as the eye can see. This was the kind of going I hoped we'd get into on the first route.
Now we've found some open ground and we're rolling right along. It feels great to have pushed past the first big obstacle and not given up. Onward and upward.
She's blowing a gale up on the Highlands. We gotta cross this small stream now. Looks greasy though. Like the last one. Take our time. You with me, Sack? Halfway. The worst spot here. Atta boy. Made her. That's 2 down for the day. What a spot this is. Just look at it. Beautiful. And a nice little birch tree too. Nice waterfall over there. Now we got stream crossing number 3 of the day. This one shouldn't be too bad like the last one. You never know though. You can't get complacent out here. Made her. On the way now to where the pond where that brook runs out of. That's where we're going to camp tonight, I'd say. Fish should be good there. I'm coming, give me a minute. Bit of a steep hill there. Grabbing a few roots, help me up. I'm right back into the wind again, I suppose. The going's been good. Very little tuckamore here so far. Mostly just in the little crevices, valleys. So far so good. This is some spot. She's blowing a gale. Shack. Well, I managed to feed out of it. We'll enjoy it in the night.
One by one I gather big boulders that I use to anchor down the tent in a heavy wind. Gusts are about 85 kilometers an hour right now.
There's a big steep embankment behind me. And there's that brook, so if something blows away, I could lose it for good. You gotta be careful. Trout nuggets. Oh, they're gonna be good.
No matter how big they are, they all taste the same. Little trout nuggets. And there's some good too. Fried up in a bit of olive oil. Whack the spices on them. Set aside a few chunks for Sack. Heads are good. Suck on them. You can just about eat the heads on these ones, they're that small. That won't last very long. Atta boy. night.
There's a couple options we could take. The one I'm on now is the better to get access to more open ground. This one's more level. Anyhow, getting some good views from some high hills. Trying to decide what's the best plan next. Hey, Sack.
Packs are getting lighter by the day. Started heavy, they're getting lighter by the day.
It's the tangliest stuff on the planet to force your way through. Cat up. Jeez, that one got you good. Right up in the bag there. Hooked right in, huh? Keep her going. Do what you can. Yeah, you're not getting through there, are you? Over here. Over here. There you go. Good boy. Go on. Sometimes he can go. He thinks he's caught bad, but he's not. It's not that bad. So we don't want to give him a hand unless he really needs it. If not, he'll be stopping all the time. Come on, go on, let's go. Atta boy. Like a little linebacker. We envy the moose in these situations. Go on. Oh yeah. Bust down through, buddy. Atta boy. Okay, hold up now, I'll fix your bag. Let's see. Good job. Your bag's torn to shreds. I had to sew that up. These clips here holds the bag in place. There's 4 of them. I can't do this with one hand. Here we go. We tore up, Sack. We tore up here. Tore up here. Tuckamore. Doing its job. Let's go. Alright, we're through that garbage. This is no Sunday stroll either through this. I've been seeing lots of these around and they'll be ripe soon. Can't wait to have a feast of them. Bake apples. But soon they'll be nice and juicy. Good fuel. Gonna be good. Caribou shed. It's a nice rack once upon a time. Leave her where she lies. Some view up here, Sack. Wasn't easy getting up here, but we made it. Fell and rolled and dived and dipped. A view like this will make you forget all about it. But we're making progress. We came several kilometers today, but just to give you a perspective, our campsite last night was way back there beyond that water, a little bit beyond that. Nice spot for a lunch break up here. Hey Saku, how you doing, man? Using this big glacial erratic for some shelter. It's dandy. The backrest too. The wind's blowing. It's blowing hard. Next we're going to skirt across here. We got to get up on this ridge. If we stay here, we're going to get into this woods down here. We don't want to get into that. Tent's going right here. Perfect spot, nice and level, overlooking the lake. Oh, feels nice. Exactly. Just looking ahead at a few challenges that await us. It's 20 after 8. The fish are around, or they should be biting soon. I've been casting for about 20 minutes. It's really deep right here. I can't even see the bottom. It drops off quickly. So it's a good spot for trout. Let's hope they bite. We're a nice ways in the country now. I wouldn't say this lake has been fished too often, if ever. I want to walk up the shore now and try another spot in a minute before it gets dark. If I don't get a fish, I'm just going to have my, I got a freeze-dried meal there in one of them bags. It's good feed now. Throw a bit of olive oil in there, thicken it up, add more calories. But if I could get a big fat trout to go with that, then we're talking, baby. Something's got to be in here. I'm just working my way up the shore now. It's a bit greasy here. Oh, jeez. Decent trout. They're coming out. That's a dandy pan fry. Persistence pays off. Still pan fry, but a beauty trout. The fish is not only important for me, it's also important for Saku, especially with having to change our route off the start. We lost some days So if we want to keep going on, I'm going to have to supplement some of his meals with trout too, and that's what's going to keep us going. That's 5 and counting. Some decent ones. A good feed will help us along. I'd say there's real big fish out there if you fish long enough, spend enough time in around here. Time to head back to camp, see what Sak's at. Cook up the feed. Another day bites the dust. Out in the great wide open. Fire going now. Just sat back here in the tent, blowing away. It's been like this now for a week. We're about 7 days behind schedule because of that bad tuckamore that was pretty much a roadblock early in the trip and the torrential downpours of rain we had. So we're coming around now to get back on the original route. We had a big day yesterday, close on 15 kilometers. Another beauty out there today, Sak. Up and at 'em. Let's go. So the task in front of us now, it's going to be a tricky one. We got to go down a steep valley and up the other side, which is even steeper. On both sides it's pretty thick with tuckamore and woods. It's a bit open there on the lower bank on the opposite side. This is going to be a good mission. I can't wait to get up on top of that other side, for the love of God. Okay, Sak, we're on the move. Where'd you go, Sak? Haven't lost nothing off my bag yet. I've lost a few things over the years coming through these tangles. Items on my bag. Water bottle got tore off one time. Okay. Made it down one side. A little creek. Beautiful spot. Beautiful pond there, Sak, isn't it? Just come across these fine looking areas, little tuckaways, places you'd like to call home, put a cabin here, you know, set up shop, live for a bit. It's just that gorgeous, you know. Okay, on our way up the other side now. Find a game trail for a sec. Some kind of hole I just went down to then. That wasn't cool. That's what we just came down to over there. It gave us the devil. Threw him right at us. huge piece of quartz I just walked on. That's massive. This looks to be alright here. What to now, Sack? Here, go on. Look at this beauty, little undisturbed valley tucked away here on the Great Northern Peninsula, back in the country. String of lakes, little stream, mountain stream trickling down from above. It's lovely. Now we're into one. About 400 yards separates us and what looks to be open country, good going for many kilometers. But that 400 yards requires heading through this thick woods. It looks dense. So the best I can do now is try to go ahead a little bit with the axe, see if I can pick a route through, and then come back and get the gear. I'll make a few blazes, I'm going to have to, so I can get back to this without getting lost. I'll go along this first. Yeah, you go for a swim, Sack, in that bog hole. That's all it is. That's deep. If I step there, I'm going up to my hip for sure, either. So now I gotta get into this woods. Everything is thick. It's thick right to the edge. Trail marker. We're on some sort of moose trail now, but it's haggard. Okay, stay close. Oh, just took a chip in the eye. Oh. That was close. Should have my glasses on. Alright, that was a tough section. That's a little better. My eye's stinging pretty bad now after taking that smack there. It was a nice size of a wood chip. I'll be good, but oh, that was close. Okay, we're out to a nice creek. Time for a drink. Have a drink, Sack. Look how clear this is. It's amazing. Oh, that's good. Look at the rack Sack just came upon. Big old paddle from a moose. It's almost as big as Saku. We're on their trail, Sack. Wouldn't want to run head on with them. Oh. Jeez. That thing's huge. You almost want to take that one out with you if we weren't days into the woods here. I can't get over the size of that thing. The Northern Peninsula is known for huge moose. Real big moose, and a lot of them. We've seen some. That was a big set there. Still making our way here. We've gone on further than the 400 meters. It's showing on the map open here, but that's not the case. The maps are made back in the 80s, so they're a bit outdated. Some places I make double-sided. We gotta go both ways, of course. Once we go back and get our gear, we gotta come through again. So we busted through. This is where we want to be now. Must have taken an hour or more trying to find a proper way through. A couple times we went the wrong way, but I got a good trail made. I think I'm going to get everything now, bring it on up here, and we'll camp. Hell of a job, Sack. Plane flying above, a bit of civilization. We've been here 2 weeks now, haven't seen a soul. That's the way I like it. It's just me and old Sack now, alone in the bush. Leaving the creek, Sack knows. Blaze. Back to our gear now. Saku's alive in there. Here we go. For yesterday's bushwhack, we only went 3 kilometers as the crow flies, and we covered 8. It was a hard day. Just goes to show, moving through tough country, how little ground you can cover in a day. Time for a cool off. It's a hot one here today. My legs are like lead, kind of stumbling along. 15 days into the trip. We've been moving 8 of the last 9. Sack's feeling it too. Every time we take a little break, he's reluctant to get up and keep going. I gotta give him a little motivational shout. A lot of ups and downs, that's the killer. But you gotta do it to get from one ridge to the next sometimes. It's inevitable. Back on a nice rocky ridge now. For a good while it seems. And another, that's an old one. Third one today, I think, maybe fourth. That lake's our next objective. Discovery. This time it's not a moose antler, caribou antler, whatever. An old snowshoe. Oh, must have fell off someone's snowmobile a long time ago. She's almost disintegrated. Now, Sack, first trace of humans in a while.
We just walked through a beautiful stretch of country with big wide views. Now we're going to descend down to this lake.
Okay, we're down here now. As I spied from above, there is a couple good sites. Found a nice spot here to put the tent.
Thank you, coming in.
It's nice to get a little rinse every now and then. Gets the grime off you. Whoa, that was a shock to the system. It was a hot day.
Today I take some time to rest up. Saku too. It's only going to help us in the long run. While we're at it, there's plenty of sightseeing opportunities and camp chores to keep us occupied.
That's a nice bull. I wish I could cover ground like you can. We're going that way tomorrow. First day in well over a week now. It's been calm. It's nice and peaceful. Rain's coming down hard tonight. They say. What a shower. I'm not the only one who sleeps well for a good rainstorm. It's a new day, Sack. Ready to go? You're always ready, aren't you? Sack will be 5 years old now in a few days. Hey, Sack. He's a seasoned veteran on the trail. You got many trips under your belt now, at least 5 or 6, over a month long, out roaming the woods.
It's just another day on the move for him. And there's many more to come, isn't there, Sack? Me and Sack, we've been through a lot together. And I'm sure we'll be through a lot more. A lot of Saku's ancestors and Cape Shore water dogs today are used for retrieving sea ducks off the coast of the North Atlantic into the icy cold seas, big swells. So they're a hardy breed, they're resilient dogs, and he's meant for life on the move, outdoors.
What's all the commotion, Buzz? That big lake ahead, I want to reach that. It's one of the biggest ones in around here. It's called Airplane Lake, and it looks like it from above on the map.
The blue line is the original route, and the red is our current route. After the early detour, we are now back on the original track I had planned.
We're kicking it into high gear now. Beautiful day. There's a east-northeast wind blowing. It's cool and refreshing. Good hiking weather. And the rest yesterday did as well too. Legs feel lighter. So we gotta make some ground here now. Giddy up, Zach, let's go. So we're making good time, moving along nicely. In 3 hours, we got 10 kilometers covered, a little over that. There's a nice waterfall. I'll boil the kettle, have a cup of coffee and a snack, and then we'll keep going. Lovely day out now, just a beauty. Sacks after the stouts. Bake apples are starting to ripen up now. A few nice ones. Zach, you want one? Come here. That one's juicy. Oh, Zach, now he knows what they are. You remembers, eh? Now you'll eat them. You won't stop. Okay, we just had a break. We gotta keep going. Enough of that. So the country's gotten a bit hairy again. The goal is to get down into a valley to Cloud River, 4 or 5 kilometers away. It clears up by this little pond. It's marshland kind of. So we can get down to that and we can get over to this pond, up over that hill, and the Cloud River's down on the other side. But now our work's cut out again. Trying to get down here. What's your thoughts, Zach? You're not throwing the towel in, are you? Keep her going, eh, bye? That's all we can do. One step at a time. I find myself thinking like the animals. How would they get down to that waterway? Which way would they go, you know? Okay. This is all bad. This stuff right here. That's bad, that's bad, that's bad. But just over here, it's a bit lighter in colour. It's not so deep. I'm going to head over that way now. Over here looks to be the way, Sack. We may have been on it and lost it. Right along here. You just can't plough through any old section. You're doing yourself in. You gotta look for the game paths. It's the only thing that makes sense. It's a knot. There's a big knot in there. That down there is the devil's own son, that is. Certainly up to my chest. Over here. Over my head. Good example here now of a trail. How it can help us. Like, we'd never get down through this stuff. That right there is chest level with me. This trail is, this is the route they take. Bit of coyote shit there. Haven't heard him though, or seen him. Like, the tuck just got Sack's bag torn to shreds. Tore open here. I'm probably going to have to do a sew job before too long. Before there's nothing left to it. I didn't think we were going to make it down here, Sack. I had to study it there for a while, but seemed to have found a decent way down through. It's coming up on 5:30. I can tell by the clouds, rain's coming. We're almost at the lakes now. Slice myself up in there. Okay, we're down on the level. Yeah, I know you're thirsty, aren't you? I'm parched. I'm not drinking that stuff though. Oh, I'm in the bag. Oh, jeez. This went up to my knee. Alright, Sack, that trail. Taking a peek back, taking a mental image of that in the corner of this marsh. Never know. Things don't go well ahead in the next forested valley. We might have to come back. So over here I see a nice patch of woods, even some birch and stuff over there. It seems to be pretty sheltered. I'm going to head over there and make a camp. I got a feeling it's going to be a good downpour. So to the woods we go. So I found a spot here in the thick woods. Mosquitoes are bad in here, so I'm going to smoke them out. Get a bunch of damp, rotted logs on top of the fire, make a lot of smoke. It was a grand day. We put in about 16 kilometers. On the Northern Peninsula here, it's only about, I'd say 80 to 100 kilometers wide at any given section. So we're about in the center of it, right in the middle. That's the way it is. Hey, say. Now it's time to get tucked away. That's the one that went down the bog hole. She's soaked. What a nice little spot. It's great now being up on the high open country with great views, camped out. But I love being poked away in the woods. What's on the menu tonight for me? Something good. It's all good when you're hungry. Wait for a big one to come along.
that one's a bit bigger. 2 trout to go with my craft dinner. A few more casts now.
Yes, sir, that's a dandy. That's a nice one. Biggest one I got the trip. I forgot I was only having 2 casts after having 6 since then. That one I got there is about 14 inches. That'll keep me down here till tomorrow morning. Last one. I got a nice little meal there. That's good. I'll be back down tomorrow morning. 5 or 6 fish there.
Today is a wet one, and at 7 degrees Celsius it's also cold and damp, hypothermic weather. So we lay low and wait for it to pass. Getting everything drenched out in heavy rain is a hassle anyways.
Ooh, that's nice. Saku licking a wound.
On a miserable old day, there's nothing like a hot pot of pea soup. And that's what I got on the go right now.
So it's important to keep it sharp. It saves energy. Blunt axe will be bouncing off wood. Then it might bounce into your thigh or your shin. Just need a few swipes with the file on either side. Half a dozen, and do it once more. I like to do this just to remove some small nicks. Same thing with the stone then. Time to fry up a bit of the ready crisp bacon. That's it, nothing to it, done. This has been about an hour and a half, 2 hour process. Mash them around a little bit. She's all done. Yeah, that's good. So right now we're still about 180 odd kilometers total distance to get to the end of the trip. But we're about to get up into some wide open country that stretches for about 40 kilometers. So I hope when we get up there we can make some good time. Zach, we're not going to get there with falling asleep like that. No, nap while you can.
Finally, we've come to Cloud River, and we're greeted by a strong current.
Now this is a bit of a raging torrent after all the rain. We got to get over there. It's deep in spots, especially out here. Got to be cautious here. It's still cold out. I don't want to fall in and get soaked to the bone. We'll make it. Okay, I got Sak's bag in my hand. Okay, Sak. Got to be done. Oh. Slippery. You go on, go on. Go on. Attaboy. That didn't look easy for Sak. Oh, there's a current. You can feel the pressure of the river pushing on your legs. It's trying to take me off my feet here. Oh yeah, over my knees now. Almost across. Okay, on the other side. Oh, that water's cold too. Onward we go. Come here, Sak. You can put this bag back on now. You're not getting off that easy. Good boy there, buddy. Come here. That's a good boy. Hill we need to get to is up there.
Once we reach that ridge, we'll get access to what should be good going for about 40 kilometers.
Working up the high ridge now. Straight up. She's steep. You just barely see the lake back there. We're almost to the top now. She's pretty much straight up. This morning we were over about here, came over that hill. Our camp was just behind that on the lake. It's a big country in here. Looks a lot bigger when you get up and take a view like this. That's our lake from last night. It was a good time with you. Now through the highlands we go. Not much wood up here. Gonna have to look for little valleys to camp in where we can find some sticks for the fire. Especially at night, it's soaking wet here. She's wide open and barren up here, boy. I was itching to make it up here. Good boy, Zach. Good boy. Right now we're 432 meters. ptarmigan. We just rose up a few more there, they buzzed off. That one stuck around. Nice to see. Had to hold Saku back though. He wanted to go. Didn't you, Sack? Maybe a kill site here. Bones are scattered pretty far around. Getting a little help from our friend, Sack. Nice well-trodden path. Maybe a caribou migration path. 4 or 5, even 6 real good lines close together. Says to me that it's a migration. When the herd was stronger. We're in the great wide open now. Nature's stingy on the wood up here, but everything that you need is here. If you look around, got some dry spruce twigs to get her going. Got some chips off a dead stick I found there, some dry chips, and then some bigger stuff. So it's time to get her going. Simple pleasures. Dry feet. That's it from us. Good night. What a morning. Awful holes underneath too, under that mass. Big gaps hidden.
Coming up over this is Leg Breaker City. We gotta be careful.
Look at that little stream there coming down from the mountains. Cleanest water I'll ever drink. Going down for a swig now we will. Have a break. Crystal clear. Cold too. Chipping away at it today. Lots of ups and downs, but it's good. Up a couple more peaks, and then we're going to be coming close to the Torrent River. Could be good fishing. Sack looks like he got a load on here. Come here, Sack. But I just got my rain gear and stuff in there. I got the tarp in there too, just to take a little bit off me. His food is cut down a bit. Here's the next little valley down here now, and then we're going to get up on that ridge and keep on going towards the Torrent River, trying to avoid these lakes, avoiding some steep faces of the rocks, steep cliffs. Doesn't look too steep here on the camera as I'm looking at it, but it is. So we go down this bank around that pond, and I can see the next caribou trail or game trail that we're going to take to get through this Tuckamore right there. You can see them from a distance. Hundreds of years of travel on those, thousands even. And we'll get that up onto this ridge. Here we are. It's either we go through this or up through here. Still might be a bit dense. And we're up on the next ridge. Pass right by here now. I'm gonna have to leave Saku. Hey! We're coming down. We're coming down. I can't sit up here any longer. This one just doesn't want to go. This is my woods, they're saying. We're not going anywhere. Going on now. no trouble now to put one of them in the freezer from this vantage point. They make it look so easy running through this terrain. They're not fans of us being here though. We still gotta go over here. Up that path there, up that game trail. Go on! Had to leave Saku, they could easily kill him. Big section of Tuckamore there. That's not showing up on the map. The map tells a few fibs sometimes, I should know better. All trip long I've seen the moose, bear, lots of different birds. The caribou that I so often see in the Newfoundland wilderness was nowhere to be found until late one afternoon. We were about to cross a ravine, and down below, snacking away, there he was. Nice stag hidden away down there. Geez, he seems old, like he can hardly move. We gotta come through. He hasn't stepped a foot. You're slowing us down. Attaboy, come on, almost up there. 20 kilometers in today. It was a good day, but it got increasingly difficult in the afternoon. From high vantage points, it looks like there's going to be less open ground, more picking our way through rocky ridges down into Tuckamore, just trying to stay high the best we can. We'll see what tomorrow brings.
It's day 21 and there still might be 150 kilometers to the goal. With only 9 days left, I'll be taking chances sticking to it. If travel conditions decline, we could take weeks, and I'll miss my 30-day deadline. The terrain has been unforgiving and things are getting interesting. I don't know if I can keep on the original route.
Cools off up here in the mountains at night time. Had to put my windbreaker on. Hot tea is nice. Right now in the position we're in, unless things open up, I may have to take a bit of a detour and cut things a bit short. Plow my way down to the western coast of this peninsula. We'll see.
But I'm not throwing in the towel yet.
I'm missing this piece here. Fell off. Stepping on this strap yesterday. That's a good way to get tripped up. made it to the Torrent River. Ducks on the go, family of geese. Wonderful spot. Crossing over the torrent now. A couple deep holes. A lot of the rocks are submerged, but I can see them. The ones I need to step on. Not near as deep as Cloud River. We crossed there a few days back, but it's still no cakewalk. Almost over, one more piece. Jeez. Just made it over and went down in one of these holes, hidden beneath the grass. I gotta watch out. Look at this beauty. Just got here by the rapid. First flick, must be 1.5 pounds. What a dandy. What a beauty. Nice brook trout. Yes, sir. I'm gonna try to get another one now. I'll have a good feed tonight. So no more fish, just the one. I'm surprised, but we got a good feed out of it anyways. I went back flicking after, not a rise, but this was good. So right now I got some mass. I'm gonna soak it a bit so it's cool, and then I got an empty oatmeal bag. I'm gonna put the mass in there with the trout. That'll keep it nice and cool. Still only early in the day, and it's getting hot out. It's a nice trout. I'd say it's close on 2 pounds. You gotta love it. Ready to go. Bag of trout oatmeal. We needed that one. Okay, that was an appreciated break. Be nice to stick around there, but we gotta push on. Here we go, Saku. Who knows what kind of difficulties lay ahead. Jesus. Oh God. Already. We gotta get up away from this river now. It's tough going down here. There's real big apples here. A few more ahead. Later on I'll stop and fill up that water bottle. Pure juice. Beer down there. Just got a glimpse of them. Big size too. We're going that way. Alright, we're just coming up on the spot there now where we've seen that beer. Head's on a swivel. Sense is heightened. Having a peek. Watching Saku now because we're in the lee. Saku will wind him if he's around. Stay close, Sack. He was a big one. Sack! He's running off by the palm where we seen him. He went around the back of that. There's no need to be alarmed. We just don't want to surprise him. Lots of bush and stuff down here now. He gets the sight of us, he'll be gone. You never know. That I saw him then. Rock, shadow on a rock. No bear, but a caribou. Geez, the boys were awfully close together. Stay close, Zach. Moose, caribou, bears, geese, ducks, trout. It's a land of plenty in here. We'll leave them be and go the other way now. It's certainly nice to see each of the big three here today. Caribou, moose, black bear. What a treat. I feel lucky to be able to be here and see it, you know, right here in my home province. Just had a break there for some water. The animals we've seen, that's the first time I've ever seen all three in one day, so I'll remember that. Jeez, just going along and I'm looking around everywhere. Head, left, right, all over the place. It's not getting no bag on. We just came through a bit of tuck. I suppose it fell off in there. Jeez. Trying to remember where we came through now. There it is. Whew. Down there. Oh, jeez. Imagine now. Getting tired here. I could have walked on and not even noticed that. A good ways. Zach, we almost lost your food, buddy. Okay, we'll get your gear back up. Pretty wild spot right now. Right smack dab in the middle of this peninsula. Moose, caribou, bear. We've seen them within about 2.5 hours apart. All three of them. End of the day here now. Bit of a jungle here to get up through. Just over that ridge there's a big lake. Gold is the make camp there. Got a long day in here now. 10.5 hours. Will be just about 11.5 by the time we get up there and we're down that lake. Almost there. Jesus, every time we go through the tuck. I'll remember this trip as the maze down the Northern Peninsula, because it felt like a maze most of the time, punching through dense bush, trying to find a way out to the next open ground, other than a few sections where there was barren for a day or two. It's a maze. Trout soup tonight. Can't wait to have a drop of it. Little bit of liquor. It's good. I don't know if I can make it into the tent. For this expedition, I allotted about 30 days, or 60% along the way, and it's already day 23. The country's not as open now as it was a couple of days back. It's getting more gnarly. Yesterday was an absolute maze. Oh, the back is shot. That means you're using it. Old Saku there's not afraid to keep sleeping on. That's it though. Once his engine gets warmed up, he's licking his lips again, sniffing and going. This morning now I got a little cheat. There's no birch trees close to here, but I tucked some of this away in my repair kit. It's never a bad idea to put some of that in your pocket along the way. You got trout for breakfast this morning, Saku.
For the first half of the day, I walk ahead and investigate the route forward. There's a number of challenges and I have to find the easiest way through.
Picked handful on top of handful of the ripe, juicy bake apples.
In the second half of the day, a big rainstorm sweeps in, and we batten down the hatches.
Bit of a shower. That's okay. We got a dry tent. Stay safe. What a beauty, stag. Just a beauty.
Another day on the wild northern peninsula. Another day full of wildlife encounters.
Just walked right on by this one. Having a drink from the little bog hole there. Sack, stay there. Good boy. One thing I really realized on this trip was that though I love to paddle, canoe and raft and do those types of trips, walking, though it may be a little bit harder, you get to see the land in its entirety instead of being confined to the rivers and lakes and ponds. You see more wildlife, you see the berries, you get to see the land more thoroughly on a good hiking trip. We got our second thunderstorm, thunder and lightning, in less than 12 hours now. About to touch down on us. So I might have to make camp soon. Rain starting. Just seen lightning, thunder's been going for a while. We were just down there for break, but I had to get up out of it. Nowhere to camp down there. We just came through a brutal section. Big ups and downs. Only way to get through where I need to go. Been downpours now off and on for the last almost an hour. But I wasn't close to any water. So we got up by a lake here, or a little tiny pond on this ridge. Heavy rain's coming. That came on awfully quick. Tent's not too bad in here. Me and Saku are soaked, but it's dry enough. Took along a piece of old pajama pants to use as a rag or whatever, you never know. Use it now to wipe this up. Does the trick. We'll be looked after, Sack.
All big apples.
So nice and dry and cozy in the tent now. We got 170 kilometers in. It's a long ways to keep going to get out to a woods road I wanted to on the western or eastern side of the peninsula. About 30 kilometers ahead I can get out to a road. We get to that road and we got a nice ways out to the main highway. I think that's going to be the plan now. Conditions are getting gnarly and it looks like it's going to get worse. A lot more woods on the map. We've had a good trip. My main objective was to explore as much of the northern peninsula as possible and to enjoy the untamed nature. And I've done that. And I'm happy about it, so that's it. We're going to head for that woods road. Still lots of work left to do. And that's the plan. Rain, rain, rain. I didn't get fire going. Frig that. Going to sleep now. This is a subarctic terrain. There's fucking shit in here. Jesus. Cold weather in the summer.
We're on the move. Nippy one this morning. 9 degrees. Raining off and on. It took a bit of force for me to get up and get the engine going this morning, but now it's running. Where to now, Saku? We gotta get over to this ridge. There's a nasty little valley down there. The Tuckamore's bad. Saku's pretty much given up in it. Taking his bag every other time. I just about have to because it's getting hooked up and everything. That next bridge looks nice though. I'll be heading it over there. Getting closer to the ridge. You can see the forested areas, Tuckamore and stuff over there, and we want to get to this middle section. That'll be the best going to get up to the top of it and closer to the woods road. Right now it's the most rugged kind of terrain. This is where the wild animals roam. It's wild and savage in here. Great to see it. Cut up again, a sec. It's okay, buddy. Let's go. Good boy, let's go. Must be nice, Sack. Piece of cake, isn't it? Oh my God. It's a good day to remember, Sack. When it's nice and sunny and we're paddling on the pond, we'll remember it. This is the real jungle now. I don't even know where Saku is. Oh. Calm down.
Now we're amongst a gnarled mess of spruce and fir.
This is the dangerous stuff here now.
There's sharp, jagged sticks and dark black holes beneath in the rocky ground.
Zach's surely down free somewhere, wagging his tail, laughing at me. Moose shit. There you are. Okay, up through here, eh? This is a moose trail, believe it or not. And they just come through here, whistling away, I bet. Soufflet's River. Let's have a drink from that. Some nice berries down here. Hairy plum boy. They're like a raspberry. Similar to it, but they're delicious. That's a nice reward, see, for plowing through that mess we just came through. Any more on the go? Look at this, this is beautiful, soufflets. What a fine spot down here. Upper Soufflets River. Nearly at the headwaters. I'm just walking along this nice grassy bank now, trying to find a good pathway up to the next ridge. Might have to scout a few places. That looks like a good one there. I'll remember that one. That's the way. Right up through there. Looks the most favourable. It goes on up through grassy, breaks through a little bit of tuck and then keeps going up. Grassy meadow. It's not all tug of war. There's lots of beauty. Sun came out. Dandy. Okay, we made it across. Started the day over on that entanglement. Just came up from the river down there. Now I found this grassy area coming up through where a creek runs down, usually how it is. No promises it holds up though. Sugar burst there, keep me going. We're 1,800 feet up now, nice and high. Never had no fire this morning, so this is some nice. Have a bit of rice now. Cup of tea. Here's some stuff out. And some random little stream flowing the opposite way as soufflettes now, so we crossed over a divide there. Lighten the load a little bit. They're worn out. They're going on too. Whew.
To break out of the country and onto the woods road, our only opening is a big spine of land that's rocky and clear at the top. Everywhere else there's thick bush and jagged mountainous terrain. After climbing up to the opening, we cross through it and down the other side to break free from the mountains.
Spot up here.
And then there it was, our ticket out of here. Would it be any good or not? We'll soon find out.
Should be coming up on the old road any minute now. Different feeling to be down in the forest again. Everything's right quiet, hardly any wind, peaceful. Couple of squirrels chirping. First I heard of them in a while. What kind of road is this going to be now? It didn't look like much of one from up top. I'm banking on it. If not, it's going to be a long ways to get out of here. Day 25, a couple 100 kilometers in. I'd say it's no logging road of some sorts. Well, this is it. know if you call it much of a road. We'll be following it for the next few days. Zach, what do you think of the road? Here we go.
From here, it's 37 kilometers to the finish at the highway.
Coming up on 7, we'll follow this now for a little bit. Haven't seen a soul in 25 days. Crazy. It's getting a bit better. There'll be some good to eat, wouldn't it, Zach? Saku! So the last campsite was a dandy. Before we leave, I'm just going to go over some items that I took along with me. Going out for a month, there's a bit of gear you got to take with you. Some of these items I have here now help me reduce the volume and the weight of my pack. The tent, 2-person tent, weighs about 3 pounds. A tarp, an 8x10 tarp, compact, weighs about a pound. Just like the tent's compact as well. Had this sleeping bag, about 1.6 pounds, nice and compact. Could be used in the fall and spring as well. But up in the mountains, we did have some cold evenings, so it worked out well. I keep it in a dry bag. That's your saving grace, your dry sleeping bag. I got a sleeping pad, maybe weighs a pound, I wouldn't say that. I'm not worried about getting a burn hole in it like you would with an inflatable. Then your night's ruined. It may not be as comfy as some of those inflatables, but after a nice day in the woods, out beating around, I could sleep on a rock. Then we have the hatchet. You're focused on every swing. Take your time. It can be used not only to cut wood, to clean fish, to cut up some food. You can use it as a hammer with some of the folding saws. You have to have extra blades and stuff. You don't need that with this. And it can be sharpened simply, just a puck stone I bring along and a little file. And it can be sharpened with a rock if worse comes to worse. You get a smooth rock, and you can put an edge on it with that. I have a titanium kettle, light as a feather, titanium spoon, spork, aluminum frying pan. It all nests in like this, and that's it. Very lightweight kit, nothing to it. For clothing, didn't have very much at all. Some sleeping under gear, some light summer wool gear, a couple pairs of socks. That's it. So, with some of these choices I made, it saved space, lightened the load, and made it a little bit easier for me to lug my pack around. Yeah, we ran into a stranger, Zach. What's your name?
Chris Keynes.
Yeah. What's the story on this road anyways, Chris?
It's a wool logging road. I don't know what year it was put in. Bullwaters put it in, I believe.
Okay.
It's been here forever. It's been one of the first ones they put in, actually. Yeah.
You see a lot of animals on the road?
It's not like you're going to see them here.
Yeah.
Other than that, you won't see them. It's rough country.
Some rain.
Yeah, they haven't stopped. It's more water now than it was any time early to spring.
How much rain was it when that hurricane came through?
I think it was pushing 100 millimeters in a couple of days.
100?
Yeah, down on the lowlands anyway.
We almost got flooded away.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a lot of rain then. It was a lot of rain.
Many bears around?
A few. Not many. I seen one last week on Big East River.
big east.
Yeah.
But this is probably some of the more rugged terrain we got in the province.
Yeah. No, I've spent a lot of time, like I said, I spent 2 years in Labrador and I was in the woods every chance I got. And I've spent a bit of time north, and then this little section is unbelievable. In Labrador you can go between the trees. Here you can't even walk in places. Like even right behind you can't even walk.
Thanks for that, Chris. Nice meeting you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You take care.
Best of luck to you now.
Yeah, all the best, buddy. Keep it going, Zach. We're going to glide into the finish now. Nice and easy. Just walking out the road, thinking about the trip, all the good moments. Good reflection period. We're getting close now. Kilometers seem a lot longer on a dirt road. I can guarantee you that. I wouldn't want to see signs like that in the woods telling me how many more kilometers I got left. Everyone's whizzing around. It's a Friday. Too much grass, Zach. Come on. It's all good, Zach. I feel like doing the same. We're almost there. Long haul today out this road. Come on, buddy. Hard to the finish. We could have used one of those, Zach. Fly us over a few of those bad Tuckamore spots, buddy. A few kilometers left now. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I'll get you on the go now. Nice to meet you, brother.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Scott Finley.
Scott Finley.
Yeah.
Watch a few shows, yeah?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Appreciate it. How you with dogs? He's good.
Oh, fantastic.
Some strangers a bit picky. He likes women more than men. You're from the Northern Peninsula?
Yeah.
Yeah, both of you?
Yeah.
What do you think of it up here?
Love it. We were in St. John's for the last 15 years and we just moved home. Oh man, growing up here, yeah, on these back roads, just hunting and fishing.
Yeah.
Knee high to a grasshopper, so.
You gotta love it.
Yeah.
Right here on the rock, what?
Oh man.
Can't beat it.
No, cannot beat it.
Zach, you cashed in, buddy? I got a cold beer.
He's having cake, man.
Is he? Yeah, he loves the fish. You're from Hawke's Bay, are you? Garland, is it?
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that. We're not far from a beer store now, but an early one's a good one.
You're only about a kilometre there, 2 kilometres.
Yeah. You got a cabin in here, Garland, or what?
No.
No? You be out in the woods much, or you just come in to feed the
I come
animals?
to feed the birds, and I like sitting in the woods, eh?
Yeah. Oh, some peaceful spot, isn't it?
Yeah.
You grew up on the Northern Peninsula?
Yeah. We're up in Hawke's Bay. My birthday is today. I'm 69 years old.
Go
today.
away. 69 years young. Happy birthday, buddy.
Yeah.
No better way to spend it now. Nice driving the road. Thanks for that. God love you. Saku went and threw it all up there. Capelin and french fries and stuff. Sack, no good or what? Hey, can't be eating too much too soon. You know it's better than that. It'll backfire on you. It's nice to mingle about, learn a little bit about this area, meet some new people. It's also a good thing about the trips. Brings you around, travels you around to new areas. Hawke's Bay though, beautiful spot.
Well, this is it. We've come to the end of the trip. What a delight it's been to see the Great Northern Peninsula in all its beauty. Just a wicked time. We covered 230 total kilometers on the route, but only came 72 as the crow flies from the starting point on the Radnington Highway to Hawke's Bay here. So for every 1 kilometer as the crow flies, we actually covered about 3 on average. Just goes to show how tangly and jungle like the terrain was. Tough to figure out, but walking away with great experiences. Absolutely amazing. You gotta love it. Take care, folks. We'll catch you on the next adventure. Another one bites the dust. Big weigh-in. That was what, 189 or something? So 176. I lost 12 pounds. Fit as a fiddle.